Good afternoon and welcome to the asynchronous back to school night. My name is Dr. Murphy. The subject is accelerated physics. Here is my point of contact, jmurphy3@ebnet.org. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have concerns or questions about what your child is doing. Doctor means I have a PhD. It's not in this field. I was a tenured professor at a major state university for 17 years. I speak and read Japanese fluently. So enough about me. Let's talk about the course. So we'll generally make materials available on the Canvas interface. We also have an online access for the textbook, which we'll also use, and your children will be logging into that this week. We'll also, occasionally default to paper and pencil and that sort of thing. The only technology your child needs is their device and a calculator. Later in the year, a protractor is going to come in handy. Now, as far as the curriculum, before I get to that, let's take a look at something. See that spot on the ceiling? Let's look at it from here. Kind of mysterious. Now you can see that spot is on me. And if we walk over here, we find that there's a little glass device. And on the other side of that glass device is a star that's sending light into it, and that sends that over there. I can also take this device here and I can direct that spot up to the ceiling. That's the kind of thing that we're interested in physics. Chains of events that make something interesting happen. And by the end of the year, your child will understand exactly what's going on in that whole set of processes resulting in that. We'll also raise questions like, well, why do objects roll downhill instead of uphill? It's not obvious. Which is to say, why does gravity attract rather than repel? Now, we will go through the same set of topics in the same order as honors and AP physics in a little bit less depth. The main differences are honors physics goes quicker and AP physics uses calculus, and so they can handle smoothly changing functions. The extent of the math that we'll use in accelerated physics is algebra and simple trigonometry. But it's a rigorous course, and your child is not closing off any options at all by taking accelerated physics. I have several former students who majored in physics at Rutgers, and I have one former student, a female, who's in the PhD program at Johns Hopkins in particle physics right now, coming from accelerated physics. So you're going to get a rigorous course that's going to prepare them for college. And I do understand the expectations in college fairly well, so I will pay a good bit of attention with how to organize your thought and how to ask good questions, good problem-solving techniques, quality of data in labs, that kind of thing. As far as expectations, what we will do in class, typically I'll introduce the subject and I'll write down and discuss, along with demonstrations, what I take to be the 4 or 5 most important points in each. And then we'll do a lab based on that, and the block schedule lends itself to that kind of an arrangement. Your child will also have homework though, which will relate to exactly what we've been talking about. The textbook is well organized, and I pay close attention with how to read it and how to get the most out of it. But physics comes very easily for some people, but not that many. And it's the homework problems and keeping up with that a little bit every day that are going to get your child to the A or B that they want. And I have gotten entire classes to an A or B. I'm absolutely happy with that. So I would stress, pay attention in class, take the lab seriously and do conscientious work, and take the book down off the shelf and do homework every night as it's assigned. I am typically available after school Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If a student wants to stop in and work a practice problem, I often have several students come in, they all have the same question, we work a few problems and they feel better. I'm absolutely okay with that. Let's see. Another point is I will model an organized problem-solving technique involving sketching, organizing information, and then solving. And your students will, or your children will do well to try that out. They may find a better way to do it in the future, but it's a good organized way. And I find that students who are intimidated in the first 2 or 3 weeks, once they get the problem-solving technique down, their confidence just goes right up. And so that's what we're aiming for there. Let's see, a typical unit will take 1.5 to 2.5 weeks. It'll involve 3 sections of a chapter in the book where we introduce ideas, 1 to 3 labs, depending on how extensive and how inquiry-based it is, and then a test at the end of that. It's a fairly fast-moving course, but they'll get used to the pace. Now, let's see. Last thing, I guess we're asked to comment on block scheduling. I think a science course like this kind of lends itself to this. We can talk about the ideas for 30 minutes and then take some data and work at the same ideas from that angle. We have time to work out problems, so I think it'll work out well. So I am looking forward to working with your children. Make sure they understand that if they have questions, they should raise their hand and ask them, because it's my universal experience that if one kid has a question, 8 other kids have the question. So please have them not be shy about that. And if we work together in this way, myself and the students at school and your child at home doing a little bit of homework by themselves or with a friend, they will do well in this. I also want to say that I really stress collaboration. I think that's something that you get at all stages in a science career. So your child is absolutely welcome to work with friends on labs and homework. And I also find when we're doing problems in class, the noisier the class, the better they do, because they're talking about it among themselves. So that kind of active engagement is what will lead to success. So I do look forward to this. Again, contact me by email if you have any questions. We can set up a phone call or an in-person conference also. But I think your child will enjoy this. I think they'll gain confidence, and I will get them ready for college level experience. So thank you very much and have a good night.